Hey everybody, you ever wonder how you can keep your food longer in your cooler when you're going camping, but you don't want to spend another $400 on an overpriced cooler?
Come with us and we'll show you what we did to solve this problem.
Yeah. Welcome back, Doubly Blessed Homestead. This is Michael. I'm going to bring you along for a little project that I've got going on. Here in a couple weeks, we have a camping trip that we're going to be going on, and it's going to be primitive camping at a friend's property up in the Ozarks. And we're going to need to keep food cold and or frozen for almost 10 days. And so I've been kind of scouring, looking for ideas, and I come across a video from a guy named Boss of the Swamp, or The Boss of the Swamp on YouTube, and it's a video called How to Keep Your Cooler Cooler, or how to, can't remember how it was said, how to get your cooler to stay cooler, maybe that's it. Anyway, you can look it up, and he goes through. So this idea is not my own, but we got up early this morning and I started hacking away at the plans. And what I did is I got this stuff at Lowe's. It's called Reflectix, and it's just a big roll of bubble wrap with reflective material on both sides. Basically, that's what it is, and it's supposed to increase the R value of your cooler. So let me show you what I did. I'm already finished, so I didn't figure I'd bore you with the process of cutting and shaping. So you can go to the other guy's video and see exactly how it's done. I just wanted to share this with you guys and possibly share it with some of the folks that are going to be camping with us, and maybe give them an idea of kind of what it looks like and how to do it. So let me show you what I did. Okay, this is the first ice chest I did. It's a Coleman Extreme, I guess you want to call it. But anyway, this one's a little different because it's got the wheels on it. So when you open it up, I had to get creative with how to go around the fenders of those wheels. So you can see I just lined it with this stuff, and I used the metal tape to kind of cover over any creases that I might have. And then I made sure there was enough to kind of tuck, you see, tuck the lid down, real good. And then when I close the lid, it closes all the way. So they say that's supposed to keep stuff cool for up to 6 or 7 days. Now he says it's supposed to keep things cool if you use the, what is it, saltwater ice. But this one was a lot easier. This one was just square. So all I had to do was make a big square, a big cube. So I lined it. Now I'm not saying that this is going to work. My father, who is an avid camper and even a more avid tinkerer, did this to his coolers, and he says it works beyond a shadow of a doubt. So I tend to believe what father says most of the time. This one I did a little different. Now this is the Coleman Extreme. It's a 5-day cooler. It's got the same wheels on it, but what I did is, instead of trying to go around the fender and all that on the inside, I just made a separate little box. So this one is just a square box, keep things in. And then this side over here, so you pull the lid open, and it's another little box. And you can see I spent a considerable amount of time making it fit to the bottom of the box. So I'm not going to belabor the point. I made a little lid so you can kind of close it and be nice and neat. My family was impressed. I'm impressed, but I'll really be impressed to see if it works. And I know there's been a lot of people use it, say it works, so we'll see. All right, so that's what I did. Like I said, I'm not gonna really bring you through all the process of how I did it, because it's in the other video he does a really good job of explaining how to do it. I don't think I could do that good of a job explaining all the cuts and things, but it's pretty simple. But if anybody else out there is going camping with us up in the Ozarks come in a couple weeks, this would be a great idea. The guy uses salt water frozen in bottles, and he says it'll keep things cold in this setup for up to 6 days. I imagine this would be another way that you could do dry ice. That dry ice would probably keep everything nice and dry in there and cold. If I was doing a shorter trip, if I was just doing like a 5-day trip, I'd probably do the salt water bottles and freeze them. That way I wouldn't have to worry about buying anything. But we're gonna be up there from the 14th all the way possibly the 25th. So we're probably gonna be up there 10 to 11 days. And by that time, that water will have been gone, and so we'll have to put ice in it anyway. And then we'll have to figure out what to do with the ice bottles when we're done. Just chunk them in the back of the truck. I don't know. So we'll see. This will be my first time going primitive camping as an adult with kids and married and all that. So we've got lots of food. You see, I have 3 coolers. So we're gonna try to fit everything in the coolers, all the cold stuff. So just a tip. And I know this just from going camping a lot with my family growing up, and going camping with my wife and kids. We're preparing ahead of time. We're cooking chili and then freezing it in vacuum seal bags, and those vacuum seal bags store flat. And we're doing some roast and putting that in a vacuum seal bag that packs flat, and we're doing a couple other meals that we can pack flat and freeze. And so we're gonna pretty much fill up the freezer or the coolers with ice anyway, which is the frozen food. Any kind of meat, freeze. We're gonna fajita meat, we're gonna season it, freeze it, vacuum seal it, pack it flat. So there's gonna be lots of flat things that are frozen in the cooler. So we're gonna start off with a lot of frozen food. That helps keep the cooler cool. So it doesn't make any sense to stick a bunch of thawed out food in there and then try to keep it cold. By the time we need it, it'll be thawed out, and if it's not thawed out, we can lay it out for a couple hours in the morning and it'll thaw out for us to cook that evening. Other than that, if we have any water, like water bottles, would freeze those and stick those in there. But we're going to take our Berkey filter. If you have any ideas or anything to add to this, anything that I missed, some tips to keep things cooler, longer, and how to fit more stuff into your cooler, let me know. Just put it down there in the comments section. And if you liked the video and you thought it was informative, hit the like button and share it on Facebook or Twitter or wherever you like to share things. Thank y'all for visiting Doubly Blessed Homestead. Have a wonderful week. We'll see y'all later.